Good evening. Tonight I will be talking to you about the ethics triangle, which is a decision-making tool used for public administrators. The ethics triangle is composed of three dominant theories that make up the triangle. First theory is the deontology, which is a principle-based theory. Second point on the triangle is the teleology theory, which is consequence-based. And the third theory is intuition and virtue, which is a philosophical-based theory. Deontology is a principle-based approach to ethical decision-making. And these decisions are based on laws and rules that a society or social group go by. An example of this is from the Constitution all the way down to the city ordinance of a small town. And there are two major philosophers in this area, which is Immanuel Kant and John Rawls. Immanuel Kant had two categorical imperatives that he felt this decision-making needed to go by, which was, one, to never use people as an ends to a mean, and to never lie. Next point on the pyramid is teleology. This is based on what the ultimate end is, or the greater good is. Do the ends justify the mean? Two major philosophers in this area are Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mills. Jeremy Bentham believed in what brought the greatest good to people would bring the ultimate end. What's the ultimate happiness is what the best thing for the society was. John Stuart Mill believed in the happiness principle, and that he felt that actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness. Wrong, they tend to promote the reverse of happiness. In today's times, teleology is the most commonly used theory for decision making for public administrators today. And it argues that the right action is one which produces the greatest good for the greatest amount of people. The third point on the triangle is intuition and virtue, and this is based on one's character and being. And this the decisions are based on what a gut instinct tells a person. It's more of a reaction. It does not use much reaction or analysis or reflection to make a decision. And that's one of the weaker points of this thing. At this point of the triangle, it's not good to make a decision just based solely on what a good person must do. Decisions are best made when there is reflection and analysis made. And a leading philosopher in this area was Aristotle. And here we have the ethics triangle. And the triangle is the best thing to use in this situation because it's pulling duty and public interest in three different directions, and all of these things need to work together to try to make good decisions. The principle theory and consequence theory are usually at opposite ends, because principle theory once again says do not use people as a means, where consequence theory decision making is people can be used as an end to a mean. At the end here we have an ethical dilemma. A woman is dying. The drugs she needs to live are very expensive, and the husband doesn't have the means to buy them. The local drugstore sells expensive drugs, but will not work with the husband to help save his wife's life. What does the husband do? The principle-based theory would say the husband shouldn't break in a store and do anything to try to save his wife. Whereas the consequence-based theory, the husband would be justified in breaking in the store and violating the principles to save his wife's life. And the third thing in here is what a good person would do, and that's what the husband would also help to base his theory on, or his decision on. Does he break in the store to save his wife, or does he not do it and let his wife die? Hopefully you have a better understanding of what the ethics triangle is, and thank you for your time.